Hi everyone, today we'll explore the fascinating world of pulse modulation and multiplexing. Pulse modulation method is where we modify specific aspects of pulse signals like their amplitude, width, or position to carry information efficiently. Pulse modulation is incredibly important, forming the backbone of communication system that we rely on daily, from telecommunications to multimedia. Multiplexing, which is another crucial technique, complements pulse modulation by allowing multiple signals to share a single communication channel. This significantly enhances the efficiency of bandwidth usage, especially in systems requiring high data transfer rates.
Alright, let's talk about pulse modulation. Pulse modulation is a technique used in digital signal transmission. It converts analog signals into discrete pulses before transmitting them over communication systems. There are two main categories of pulse modulation, which are analog pulse modulation and digital pulse modulation. In analog pulse modulation, the process is carried out by modifying the pulse signal. There are three types of analog pulse modulation, which are pulse amplitude modulation, which changes the amplitude of the pulse signal, pulse width modulation, which modifies the width of the pulse signal, and pulse position modulation, that alters the period of the pulse signal. Among these three techniques, PWM is least disturbed by noise. On the other hand, digital pulse modulation involves converting analog signals into a digital format. The most common method is pulse code modulation, which involves three key steps. The first step is sampling, which converts analog signals into discrete form by obtaining samples of the information signal, which represent the characteristics of the signal itself. Now, the sampling process strictly follows the Nyquist theorem, which states that the sampling frequency should always be greater than or equal to twice the maximum frequency of the information signal, to ensure that no overlapping occurs and no information is lost during the process. For instance, if a signal has a maximum frequency of 10,000 Hz, we must sample at a rate of at least 20,000 Hz to ensure accurate reconstruction. The second step is quantization, where analog signals are converted into discrete levels. The information signal is sampled into a number of segments, where each segment represents a specific voltage value. Here are a few terms we need to understand about quantization. Firstly, the quantization level L. L is equal to 2 to the power of n, where n is the bit depth, which refers to the number of bits used to represent each quantized value. For example, with a bit depth of 8 bits, L is equal to 2 to the power of 8, which is equal to 256 quantization levels. A higher bit depth improves resolution and signal accuracy, but at the cost of larger data size. Next, the quantization step, delta V. This quantization step is technically the step size between each quantization level, and the formula is peak-to-peak voltage over quantization level. Here, it is important to note that half of the delta V value also represents the quantization error. Lastly, the quantization value, Vk, which is the middle voltage value for each quantization level. Vk can be calculated by adding the voltage of the previous quantization level with the quantization error mentioned just now. Finally, the last step is encoding, where each quantization level is encoded with their unique binary code. After these three steps, the digital signal is now ready to be transmitted.
Hi, I'm Xiaolin, and now I'll be explaining about multiplexing. Okay, so what is multiplexing? Multiplexing is a process of transmitting two or more signals simultaneously, and its objective is to increase the capacity of a transmission channel. So here are the four methods of multiplexing, and I'll be explaining them in the next slide. Firstly, it is the frequency division multiplexing FDM. As you can see, these three different message signals are modulated at different carrier frequencies, and then they are combined into a single composite signal. The carrier frequency of each signal should be selected such that there is no overlapping of two modulated signals. In this way, in the multiplex signal, each modulated signal is separated from each other in the frequency domains, and the bandwidth will depend on the number of subcarrier used. In this case, the n will be equal to 3. Next, Time division multiplexing (TDM) is a technique used to transmit multiple signals simultaneously over a single communication channel by dividing the time frame into slots, one slot for each message signal. As a result, several signals share the channel without interfering with each other. There are two aspects affecting the TDM, which are the number of bits within a time slot and the sampling rate of message signals. Moving on to a third method, space division multiplexing (SDM). It is performed by using different transmission channels and multiple antennas. This makes it advantageous for uninterrupting other channels when there is a fault in certain cable. However, at the same time, the cable cost will be increased as many cables are required for this method. Lastly, wavelength division multiplexing is now one of the most widely used technology for high-capacity optical communication systems. According to a typical WDM transmission system as shown in the figure, at the transmitter side, multiple optical transmitters, each emitting different wavelengths depends on their colors, will individually send signals and multiplex. The output then will be transmitted over one main transmission line, which is the optical fiber cable.
So now we will talk about the related recent advancement. The first one will be enhanced TDM gateways. The TDM system has been modernized to work with new technology like VoIP, with higher core capacity, improved voice quality, and reduced latency by minimizing delays critical for real-time application. The second one will be PCM in high-speed network. The method for digitizing analog signal has been refined for modern networks. New encoding technique enable higher data rates, which is essential for fast internet speed and better signal quality. The last one will be application in satellite and space communication. Pulse modulation techniques like delta modulation are being tailored for satellite networks. This method improves bandwidth efficiency, enabling satellites to handle large volume of high-speed data, which increase global connectivity. The impact and benefit to society will be increased connectivity, reliable communication reach even the most remote region, bridging the digital divide. The second one will be better quality service. High-speed, low-latency communication enhance service like telemedicine, online education, and training. The last one will be cost savings. Improve system, reduce operational costs for industry, which translates to more affordable service for consumers.
Hi, my name is Aida and I will be talking about the misconception of digital communication. Firstly, the misconception of digital communication is that people think that it is a completely safe and secure form of communication. It is wrong to assume that digital communication poses no threat to privacy. Factors such as hacking, phishing, identity theft, and viruses can significantly increase the risk of privacy breaches. Next, people also think that digital communication has no noise. The truth is, digital signals are affected by noise. It is just that they are resistant to it as information is encoded in discrete level, zeros and ones. The next misconception is people think that digital communication does not have any error. This is not true as noise, interference, and signal attenuation can corrupt data during transmissions, even though the digital communication system have error detection mechanisms. Lastly, people often thought that when the digital data rate is increased, the performance will also increase. The truth is, more bandwidth is needed for higher data rates, and they are also prone to inter-symbol interference and noise.
All in all, pulse modulation and multiplexing are indispensable tools in the field of communication. Pulse modulation ensures precise encoding and transmission of data, utilizing techniques like PAM, PWM, and PPM. Meanwhile, multiplexing enhances efficiency by allowing multiple signals to share a single communication channel, optimizing bandwidth and improving data transfer. Together, these techniques power the technology that drive our modern world, from telecommunications to multimedia applications. As we move forward, innovation in this area will continue to meet the growing demands of a connected society. Thank you for your attention.